Welcome back to my podcast where I talk about my life. Coming to you live Thursday on January 2nd, 2025. I've been gone. I don't think I posted in like 3 weeks. The first time I was just busy. The second time, I don't even know. I don't even know what happened, okay? I just been gone but I'm back now, so we're chilling. If I'm acting a little weird, just wait because I'm gonna get into it in a second. But let me just do a recap of my life since I've been gone. I went to a Billie Eilish concert. It was incredible. She's amazing. Her voice is unbelievable. Her brother Phineas showed up as well. I saw the show in LA. It was night one, and I'm kind of mad because every other night except for night one in LA got old songs. Like they got I Don't Want to Be You Anymore. They got I Love You. Like we didn't get any of that, so that's crazy. But anyway, it was a really fun night and the traffic was horrible. Worst traffic I've ever experienced in my entire life. It took me like actually 40 minutes to get through like 3 traffic lights. Um my bad. Like we got in and we also the Marias were opening the concert and I was like super excited to see that. We got in. I was under the impression that the doors were at 6 or wait, the doors were at 7. I just thought the show was going to start at 8, okay? And that was not the case. I got there at like 7. We start walking up and I hear the Marias coming from inside and I'm like there's no way. There's no way they're on right now. And they were in fact on. So I only watched like 2 or 3 songs of theirs. They were incredible. She is so much like she's so much more pretty in real life. Like that was crazy. And then we saw Billy and she was really good. My favorite song that I wanted her to play was it's called Blue and there's a part in it where it switches like the beat switches and she starts like rapping almost and it's like I could say the same about you, born blameless, grew up famous too, just a baby born blue now. And it's like really cool and I love it, but she did it, but she just played it. Like she didn't sing it or anything. And she was like, I think that was like her outro, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. And so it was a little disappointing, but I still had a really good time and she was incredible always. Like the energy was crazy, the stage was awesome. It was just a lot of fun and a good experience, except for the traffic. Anyway, what did I do after that? I got the freaking flu. I got the flu 2 days after that concert. I literally woke up on Tuesday and I was like, the concert was on Sunday. I woke up on Tuesday with a cough and I was like, that's weird because I felt fine. I just had a cough and I was like, that's weird. Then later that night, I was hanging out with my girlfriend and I had the worst headache of my life. So we went to the pharmacy and we bought um, Advil. And I didn't take it because I was like, I'm just gonna go to sleep soon because it was pretty late already. Then for some reason, my entire street flooded. It looked like a freaking river. Like I wish I was no, I don't wish I was hallucinating, but I thought I was hallucinating for a second. My girlfriend's car is like up. Like the water is like it was crazy. Like my street was literally full of water, like a freaking river. And her car was parked on the curb, like and so she doesn't really like she's not as experienced of a driver as me, so she was like, you're gonna have to move it. I was like, okay. I get up and I feel my knees like start aching and I'm like, this is not good. And then I start feeling horrible. I move her car, come back inside. I'm like, man, I feel so shit right now. Like I literally feel so horrible right now. and I was telling my dad because was I supposed to work the next day? I think I was supposed to work early or something. I don't remember exactly, but I was supposed to work the next day, and I was telling my dad, like, I am just gonna go to sleep because I just don't feel good. And so I go to bed and I start feeling super cold. Like, I just feel cold, but I don't feel like I have a temperature. And so I'm like, what is going on? And then my body starts hurting so badly, and I start shaking, and I cannot sleep. I cannot sleep because I have a space heater in my room. That shit was turned on for like at least an hour, and my body was still like feeling really cold, and I had like two blankets on. I had a hoodie on. I was still cold, and I was like, "Hey, there's got to be something wrong." And so I ended up calling out that night for the next day because I was like, "There's no way. Like, I'm just giving up on sleeping right now. Like, I'm not gonna go to sleep." And then the next day, I just woke up worse. Actually, no, that night, I think I got my fever. Well, obviously, because I was like super cold or whatever. The next morning, I'm like absolutely feeling like shit because I didn't sleep. I have a cough. I feel like I'm burning alive. I was just not have like I was just fighting for my life. And there's that flu. So the next day I text my dad and I'm like, "Can you please get me some crackers and can you get me a thermometer?" And he goes and buys me crackers and a thermometer, take my temperature, and I was at like 101, maybe 102. And then I I took some medicine, and I don't really remember what I was doing after that, but I remember taking medicine, and then my fever was just so bad. Like for 3 or 4 days, like it would not go below like 101 and a half. Like it just would not move, and it was the worst thing ever. I haven't had a fever since I was maybe like I literally can't even remember the last time I had a fever. That's how weird it was, and I never want to feel like that again. My body was in so much pain. So then on Thursday, so 2 days after I got sick, I think, or maybe it was Friday, I don't know. But a few days after I got sick, I ended up going to urgent care because I was like, I have never felt this horrible in my life. I think I have something really wrong and I need antibiotics. So I go to urgent care and they're like, "This sounds like the flu. Have you gotten your flu shot this year?" I'm like, "No." And because I never get my flu shot. And so they told me I had the flu, they gave me medicine, and then I was still miserable for the next like 3, 4 days. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. Um, yeah, and then now it's been 2 weeks, like a little bit over 2 weeks now, I think. And I still have a cough. It's going away though, it's like getting better. My congestion is like gone pretty much. My runny nose or whatever. I just have a cough, so I can't really sing still, but trying to make something work. Um, Speaking of singing, on Monday I released an EP to all streaming platforms. It's called Is Anybody Listening? And it has 3 songs. And it's one song was already out, which is called The Monster, which is honestly like such a good song, in my opinion. Like, I mean, it's mine, so I'm obviously biased, but a lot of people like that song. And the one that's doing really well from that EP is called Face My Fears. It's about like how I just am afraid of things. Like I don't know. I'm trying to think of the lyrics and my mind is so jumbled up right now. It's just about how I don't know how to control my emotions basically. Like I wish I could be chill. Like everyone that I've met thinks that I'm so chill, but I really be out here in my feels so bad, and that's what I was going to talk about in a moment, but yeah, so there's that song. So it's The Monster, Face My Fears, and this song called I'm Doing Fine. The chorus is like, I'm doing fine if you cared to mind, but everything I lose is a reminder of what I give and don't get in return. So it's real, like, I don't know. I write music about my emotions, and I'm not afraid to put that on display. I'm not afraid to, like, express myself in that way. I'm really proud of the EP, and a lot of people are listening to it. I haven't heard one single bad thing, which is good. I produced that myself, I mixed it myself, I mastered it myself, I did all the things myself, vocal produced, sang, like it was all me. I didn't have any help with that. And that's how I want my music to all be. If you've heard some of my songs like Blue or Driftwood or Anyway, that's stuff I did in studio with an audio engineer and who's amazing, but something there's a really different sound when you when I listen to my music that I just released, my EP, when I listen to my EP, I think like I can feel all the like everything that went into that, my life experience that I had to go through to be able to convey emotions in that way, and like the hours that I spent at that desk, and like the all the time I spent switching one setting and another setting and another setting and another setting just to make it sound exactly how I pictured it in my head. I can hear it. Like that stuff is so raw, and it's just amazing that I'm able to do that, and I'm really proud of myself for putting that out and putting everything on display and being vulnerable like that. And I'm just really glad the reactions are good and it's being received well, and I'm just really grateful for the myself like having the talent and the resilience, honestly, because that stuff takes so long, especially because I work so much now. That's also another reason why I've been gone. Like I just have been working so much and I hate it. Which brings me to my next topic, which I just want to like, does this shit ever get easier? Like I just really want to know like if life is always just like bad all the time. Like I don't know. I feel like I just went through a lot, not even in the last year, but like if I really trace it back, it's just when my cat died in December of 2023. That really changed me, and that really changed me. I was like so happy, and I was such a happy person like that whole year 2023, and I was like really working on myself and I was doing really well, and I got a new job, and I was just happy and excited and optimistic, and then my cat died and everything just it just got really bad. Um I'm probably not going to edit this so that it keeps like the rawness or whatever. Um but yeah, everything just got really bad from that point on. I don't even like happened in December, very early December, and I don't even remember any of that month. Like I really don't. I don't remember Christmas last year. Like I barely remember anything. I got really sick and I was like in and out of the hospital, and I don't remember what I did for New Year's last year. I don't know where I was for Christmas. I don't know what I was doing in January. I don't know what I was doing in February. I just after that I just really haven't felt the same ever. And I don't want to really like come on here and be like really hopeless, but this shit's so fucking hard. Like, I got a job in, I quit my job after all that happened, and I got a new job, and I got fired from that job, and that really had an impact on me too. It was such a dumb reason, and I don't regret anything that I did at that job. I don't regret like um the reason I got fired was because I didn't have enough PTO to cover something, but I had somewhere to be and it was really important, so I would do it all over again if I had the choice. Um then I didn't have a job for a while. Then I got this job that I have right now. And it's not bad, but it's been really hard because clearly I already struggle with a lot of stuff. Um, and when I have to work like 40 hours a week or just 5 days a week in general, and I can't do anything that feels like fulfilling to me, like such as like my music or hanging out with my dog, like it really just it's really bad for my mental health because obviously I'm not in a good place right now and I need something to do, like something to put my energy into, and that stuff makes me happy. Being at work does not make me happy at all. I like the money, but when it takes up your whole life, man, I can't do that. I'm like a creative person. I get really passionate about things, and when I can't let that out, it really like it doesn't like crush me, but it just feels like my life, like the cloud hanging over my head gets so much freaking darker. Like, I don't know. And then, like, I just have been having such a hard time during the holidays because it's all about like love and giving, and it makes me sad that like I don't get to see my cat ever. Like, it sounds really dumb, but it's really the hardest thing that I've ever had to deal with in my life. Like, and I can't imagine like what I'm gonna do with myself when my dog dies. Like, oh, it's just so much to think about. Anyway, the holidays freaking suck for so many reasons. I have talked about this before, but I don't really have a family. Um, it doesn't matter what's happened, but I just I feel like even before anything happened in my family, like I just always felt so out of place anywhere it was. Like, it didn't even have to be family. Like, I just never felt like I belonged anywhere, and I don't know, it was just really hard growing up, and I didn't I don't have like a mom, and that's okay because I am fine. Like, I'm way better off without her, but I don't I've never had anyone who cares about me like that? Like, I feel like a mother's love is like different than anything because they literally gave birth to you. It's like your your like biological makeup, like your DNA, like literally craves your mother's attention, like, you know? Um, so that was like another really hard thing that I went through growing up, like just not feeling like I have anywhere to be. Like I don't know. I know I'm gonna look back on this and be like, why would I upload that to the internet? But I just really need to talk to someone, and my phone is right here. I could just record myself crying to a camera. Anyways, I just been going through a lot, and I feel like it never ends. Like big giant things happen to me, and I try to get over them. I try to process them. Like I'm in therapy trying to do this, and it's not even helping, mind you. Like I feel like I'm already like as good of a person as I can be. Like my intentions like I hardly ever have bad intentions, and whenever I do, it's because you did something wrong. I just feel like I'm so nice to people. I'm so generous and giving, and I care so much about people that it freaking hurts. Like I just and I express my love and care for people in so many different ways, and I feel like I've never gotten any of that back, and I don't know why I can't just let it go. Because maybe the way I express these feelings is different from the way everyone else does. And that's what my therapist tells me all the time. But it doesn't make it feel any better because I'm still gonna give everything to everyone all the time. And because that's the type of person I am, like when I was 14 or 13, maybe 14, I literally would say to myself that I was not making it to 16. And I'm 18 now. So I've had some growth, but it just, I just feel like right now, like, is the worst I've ever been in my life. And I try to be optimistic and I try to be inspirational on this podcast, but this shit sucks so bad. Like, again, it sucks so bad, and I don't know what to more to do because I'm really trying. Like, I'm really, really trying to get better. I go to therapy, I talk about my feelings, and I try to do things in my life to make me feel better. And I feel like nothing works. Like, I feel like my life is like this, and it's all bad. Like, this, if this was a black line above my head, this is me. This is the black line above my head. It never fucking goes up. Like, it never fucking goes up. Like, I do things and I'm happy about the things, and like my EP dropping. I'm super proud of that and I'm so happy about it, and I went and bought myself a freaking I literally bought myself a coffee cake because it sounded good, and I was like so happy about it, and I just it I was so happy about it to myself, but then I felt like I wish I had someone to celebrate this with me. You know, I wish someone like in my life cared enough to like congratulate me and like do something, you know? That's like a big thing for me. And I feel like every time anything big happens in anyone else's life, I'm like, that's so good. And I will buy them a gift and be like, you're so fucking cool. Like, I don't know. And that goes right back to what I was saying, like, how I just give people everything and I don't get it back. Like, and it's not like I can even blame people because I can't resent people for doing something that I'm not, for not doing something that I'm not even mentioning, but nobody ever asks me and I always do it anyway. And I hate that. I hate it. I hate how much I care about people. I hate how like good I am because it doesn't do any good for me. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. But then like I just have to keep reminding myself like I'm the type of person that the world needs. Like I'm if I make people feel good, if I can help people, I'm going to do it. I decided like when I was 14 saying that stuff to myself that I would never ever walk away from anyone who was feeling that way. I would never let anyone feel that way because it feels horrible. To me, I will isolate myself the second I feel a negative emotion because I'm like, nobody needs to be around me right now because I am being crazy and I don't know how to handle it with people around. So I'm gonna go be by myself and that's fine. But then being in a relationship makes it so much harder because I feel like I owe it to like my girlfriend to like explain why I'm acting out or like why I'm acting the way I am or I don't know, it's just so hard to do anything. And then on top of that, I can't even medically be stressed because I have fucking psoriasis and it flares up anytime I do anything. And I literally got the flu and I look crazy. My whole body is covered in dots of red and it looks like I have chicken pox. And I don't. Clearly, I'm having a mental breakdown or something. We'll mark it as the first one of the year. I don't know. All that being said, though, like, I can't stop trying. I can't give up because that would go against everything that I believe. Because how am I going to help people if I'm not here? How am I going to spread kindness in the world if I don't even exist? And I think about that all the time, but sometimes I don't care. And sometimes I don't know what to do with myself, so I just lay on the floor with a blanket on. Or I sit right here and I do exactly this, but it's talking in my head. And I just sit here listening to music. That's how I spent my Thanksgiving. Right here on the floor listening to music and crying. So almost exactly what I'm doing now, except I'm not listening to music. I don't even know what else to say. But if it ever gets easier, let me know how you did it. Let me know when it happened. I just want, the guide or whatever to life, but there isn't one, unfortunately. I'm gonna go edit this now, so that way I can post it tomorrow. Um, if you sat here listening, thank you for listening. I hope you have had a good New Year's. I hope you had a good Christmas and Thanksgiving, and I hope 2025 is better to you than it's been to me so far. Because actually, before this, I was making pasta and I started a grease fire and I splashed the grease on my face. So, yeah. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you have a happy 2025. I hope you're all doing good. And I hope that you enjoyed listening to me rant about how horrible my life is. I also hope that sometime in the near future, or like maybe in like 2 years, I'll watch this video and be like, damn, she was really going through it and she has no idea how good it can get. And I'm gonna keep trying and I'm not gonna give up and everything will sort itself out. Everything happens for a reason. I was put on this planet for a reason. I was given these feelings for a reason. You're here for a reason. You're watching this for a reason. Anyways, have a good rest of your night. I hope maybe you watched this while you were eating dinner, and I hope your dinner was really good, and I hope that it's good for your body and makes you feel good. Peace out. That was such an ugly peace sign.